Hello and welcome to my week 9 promineotech backdoor computing course project for week 9. And the point of this assignment was to simply create uh, a menu option in order to assign things. That way they can be granted onto the MySQL and therefore save everything in a database. Just starting off right here, we have the main projects app, which is where everything would set up straight away. Right here we have operations, which would be a list of operations such as add object. And the reason this is a list is, of course, to add different operations that we could look through later on. And there's general interactive stuff, as well as ways to process a user selection, which we have down here. And what this does is that it tries to look through the selection, see if there's a good option to select. For example, if this selection right here where it says -1, this would be the case where the person simply just enter instead of typing anything in. Case 1 would be to create the project and break, and the default would be that the selection is not valid. So we already have the project running here, testing that out. And what we end up having here is, in the case that we end up having a mistype or any number that isn't 1, for example, ABC, not a valid number, try again. We would also end up having 5, which is also not a valid selection and would ask us to try again. So what we end up having here is where it has the defaults right here. Now, after that, if it does get the case 1, then it will go ahead and create the project, where it takes the name, estimated hours, and the actual hours afterwards. There's also the inter-project difficulty, which is 1 through 5, and I have it set up here in a loop, but we're not going to be testing that today. And it's got everything set up to push everything onto the project, which was downloaded from the resources available through the Promineo course site. And we also go ahead and push everything onto the project service. Now, looking at the project service, it's simply returning the insert project from the project DAO. Looking at the project DAO, has all these defaults, creates a SQL string, and then right here is where all the important stuff happens, where it tries to get a connection using this right here, starts the transaction, and then after the transaction is started, it starts a prepared statement, which takes in just the values from the SQL, and it goes ahead and sets up the parameters. That way we can execute the update, and then get a project ID, and lastly commit the transaction, to which it returns the project. The project is returned to here, and it is then returned right to the project database project, this value right here, and it prints that out right here. So now that we've seen where all the steps take place, we'll go ahead and just set here, enter the project name, make recording, enter estimated hours, right, 2 hours, enter actual hours, didn't take long to make the video. Difficulty, not very difficult. Notes, record in Zoom. And as we can see, it connected to the hosts very well. And it created the project. We have the ID of 2, make recording, all the values we just included. And now we get to test the enter value by selecting enter, exit the menu, which is what we talked about near the beginning of the video, where it has the -1 case. This concludes the recording for this session. I hope you enjoyed, and please have a good day.